Hello, hi, and welcome. Hi, how are you guys? This is Jet Force Gem Knight, and I'm going to be doing a Red Eyes deck profile here really quick. I'm not going to go into so much of the card text. I'll leave that for another video. I just wanted to be able to get this this format or this deck in this format for February 5th of 2018 out there. I just haven't really seen a whole lot of decks, or at least Red Eyes decks being updated, or a lot of people playing them. I know that a lot of people had high hopes for this in regards to the new support that came out, and then they kind of wrote it off real quick. I will say it's a fun rogue deck. Not many people are going to be citing for it, and with that being said as well too, I think it can definitely steal a few games because it can definitely put some big attack monsters out on the field and tweaking the trap lineup a little bit, or just some of the other tech choices here. I think that this deck is almost there. I do feel though that this is one of the better builds I've tested with, and from what I've seen, I've seen some builds with Dark Paladin, I've seen some with Lord of Red, which is a really good disruption card, but you have to tailor the decks around those specific cards so much that I just don't think that there's enough there to be able to just say, okay, I'm going to just get to Lord of Red and then sit on it with back row, or hopefully my other card, my minimal card disruption, including Lord of Red, will work. I like the idea, I like where it's going, but I like this build. I tend to like this build a little bit better. So again, I'm just going to kind of really go through it really quick here and leave the discussion for later. But I kind of also just wanted to put this out here. Let me know what you guys think, what you guys would tech in. And side deck's kind of incomplete right now, just some ideas, but hopefully I'll be updating this deck as time goes on. So we'll go ahead and take a look at it here, and again, let me know what you guys think. We got 3 Red Eyes Black Dragons. I think this is going to be necessary. You need 3. 3 Black Metal Dragon. I am going with 3 Red Eyes Baby Dragon in this build. I might actually put in, again, the 3rd Gearfried with the 2 Allure, just to help consistency, of course. But one thing I will take a minute here to kind of talk about too, because I don't think, or rather I should say, I haven't seen, or I don't really think that I've seen so much of Baby Dragon comboing off with Gearfried the way that it has been intended. So I'll just kind of break this down really quick. If you're just seeing this video or just looking into Red Eye's deck or building this deck for the first time, one thing that I've noticed, the way that these 2 cards work in conjunction very well together is, say you set Baby Dragon, or say, or at least assuming that your opponent is attacking into Baby Dragon, and Baby Dragon dies by battle and it gets sent to the graveyard, which that stipulation alone is kind of dumb, but we'll leave that for another video. Baby Dragon, by its effect, can then special summon 1 level 7 or lower Red Eyes monster from the deck. So you go ahead and special out Gearfried, and then by Baby Dragon's effect, I'll scroll down so you can kind of read the rest of it there. But by then his effect, he will then equip himself to Gearfried, and Gearfried will then gain 300 attack. Now, Gearfried, at that conjunction, reading by his effect here at the top, his effect will then trigger, and then you can go about actually sending Baby Dragon to the grave to then pop back row. This is all during your opponent's battle phase, should they attack into a Baby Dragon. And then from there, you can search off a Black Metal Dragon or Black Sona Legend off of Baby Dragon to set up your next play. That's the best way I've seen that kind of work, but again, the downfall to it is that it has to be destroyed by battle. If it was at least by card effect, that would give us something to work with, but it is not. So that kind of blows. You can also float it into itself, which is kind of neat. You can deck thin it that way, or you can just kind of stall out a little bit if you need to. So moving on again to Gearfried's 2 Black Sona Legends. I just wanted to go ahead and point that out there really quick. Again, 2 Black Stones. I might actually just drop this down to 1. 1 is really only necessary because you can special summon it using Red MD as well too. And I might drop the 1 to run the 3rd Red Eyes Fusion, but we'll get there. 1 Red Eyes Black Flare Dragon, kind of self-explanatory. You can run 2 if you want. 1 Red MD, love this card. 1 Light Pulsar Dragon, love this card with the loop with Red MD to be able to do some Link shenanigans if you want. And then 1 Black Summon Skull. And then this is again open, but 3 Ash Blossoms, because why not? I don't actually have Ash Blossoms, and I don't really look going out to getting $80 per copy cards, just because I'm more of a casual player now. I played meta, I've done there, been there, done that kind of jazz, and it's a lot of fun, but I will say it can be stressful for anybody who plays competitively too. Hence, I'm playing Red Eyes now. Moving on to the spells, I think this is as bare bones as the spells can get, and this is again bare bones as the spells that you just need. But you can kind of mess with the ratios yourself and kind of see how it goes. 3 Red Eyes Insights, again mandatory. 2 Red Eyes Fusions. This card's searchable, that's why I'm running it at 2. But I might drop this to add at least the third fusion. 3rd Return of the Dragon Lords. I don't think I'll change this. Maybe 2. But the way that this deck really runs right now is it's relying on the special summons. 2 Hey Trunades. This card is probably the most clutch in this in this deck. I really like this a lot, and again, heading into this format, I just think that this is a very good card to main deck. And then 1 Monster Reborn. Now that it's back, I think it's going to be a staple in most decks that can utilize it. But yeah, it definitely extends your combos as well too. Moving on to the traps, again, this is kind of, I like kind of where it is, but, we can kind of work with it a little bit as far as the main deck goes. But 3 Red Eyes Fang with Chain, really quick about this card. It's the Mind Control. It sucks up a monster, and then say if this was attached to like a Gearfried would then gain the attack and defense of what that monster is. I'm sorry, not gain it, but it will be that monster's attack and defense. So if it was like a 2000 and 2000 attack and defense monster, Gearfried's attack and defense will become 2000 and 2000. But then you can also just equip this to Gearfried, send this to the grave from Gearfried's effect to special summon level 7 or lower Red Eyes monsters from the graveyard, which is pretty nice. Again, special summons, and also MST on wheels, like this card's very good. 2 Return of the Red Eyes, 1 Red Eye Spirit, special summon. This has a higher stipulation, but it can also, when it gets popped, it can also special summon. And then lastly, 1 Solemn Strike, 1 Warning, and 1 Judgment. Judgment will stay. These 2 you can kind of do whatever you want with, but again, we're kind of just rolling through it. Extra deck really quick again. Let me know what you guys think. Obviously, these cards aren't finalized, but I just kind of threw it together as whatever. But definitely the ones that are saying, of course, are Comet Dragon, Black Skull Dragon, 2 Slash Dragons. This one's really cool. Again, when a Red Eyes monster declares an attack, you could have 3 Red Eyes monsters on the field, and they can all declare an attack, and this would still trigger. And as long as you have the warrior, now we're only playing 2 warriors, but if you have the warrior monsters in the grave, you can boost this attack by 200 each time. But also the second effect, I'll let you read this. When a card or effect is activated that targets, you can go ahead and negate the activation if you do destroy it. So it's pretty nice there. Again, Cowboy. Moving on with the extra deck, Cowboy, because why not? 2 Red Eyes Flare Metal Dragons, 1 Big Eye, 1 Tomahawk for Link Shenanigans. If Tomahawk goes through and you're able to get Firewall Dragon on the field, it's pretty much GG after that. Now, of course, obviously we only have 1 Firewall Dragon. Boreload, because I just threw it in there. It's not really, the best in this deck, or not the easiest to get out in the deck, but I think when a few of the other Link monsters come out, like the Troy Mares, I might mess around with that a little bit. We'll see how that goes. 1 Decode Talker, yeah, but I'm sorry. Before we move on, I would drop this for something else. So if you guys let me know, that'll definitely happen. 1 Decode Talker, 2 Proxy Dragons, 1 Link Spider, and those awesome Spotify ads, because we are too fucking broke to pay for premium. That's okay. Side deck, not much of a side deck, just some ideas. Again, let me know. I'm just going to kind of go through this really quick, some of the ideas that I really had. I think this deck can play around anti-spell fragrance pretty well, especially depending on the matchups that would really need to utilize utilize pendulums specifically, or field spells. You can really slow down those decks, play on your level to where you can beat them up quicker than they can get their combos off. Magical Spring, I think, is another one that would be a very good side deck card. I use this one a lot when Metal Foes were running around a lot more. So I think this is a very easily side deck card in for Hate Trunade, depending on the matchup. But I like main decking this because of the back row heavy format that we're going into, of course. And I think that this deck doesn't, again, really need doesn't really need a normal summon. You can get away without normal summoning. The only normal summon that you're going to really throw down is going to be Gearfried. Maybe. This is Black Sun Legends is a better normal summon. But yeah, I think it can get around Thunder King Ryo pretty well. Of course, the Two Lure Darkness, trying to maybe figure something out like that. The extra Gearfried. I think this deck also can play around Skill Drain. Kind of okay if you kind of have the mentality of like how it used to be with the Vanity's Emptiness, is just, you know, set up your entire board, flip Vanities, you know, scoop. It's kind of the same idea, because being able to just throw out 3,200 and 3,500 beat sticks and then negating all effects on field from monster effects. Most decks aren't going to be able to kind of get around this unless they have an immediate out to be able to pop this. And then lastly, a Blazing Mirror Force. I think it just kind of goes nice with burn damage, and it's a battle trap, but you know, it's kind of whatever. I like these cards a little bit more. And then lastly, Quiet Life. I think this would be a neat kind of again, you know, tech card in this deck. I might run it. I'd probably run it at 2. I don't think 1 would be worth it. But again, you can special summon for days in this deck from the deck or the graveyard, and set up a pretty nice board. And I think that, again, if your opponent doesn't have an exact immediate out to this card, then between this and Skill Drain, that's kind of nice, nice combo there for just some stun. But that's kind of it for the deck, guys. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for taking a look at it here too. And again, if you have any other thoughts or ideas for it, definitely let me know. And hopefully, again, I'll be updating this deck as the time goes on too. But other than that, man, take it easy. Hope you guys see you guys here soon. Derp, 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 derp.